I will mention Conor in just this, that Khabib said if Conor beats Islam, he might come back. If Charles Oliveira beats Islam, would Khabib come back for that, or that wouldn't interest him? Khabib's done. What's going on, guys? Stan the Man here from Menace and the Man, joined by probably, I would say, the busiest guy in combat sports, Ali Abdelaziz. How are we today?
I'm good, my man. How are you?
Good. I had to just see if you even had the few minutes, because I know, how many guys are you managing right now?
Man, you work for the IRS or what?
No. How many guys do you work with, or what would the word be? Consult.
Many. I work with many, a great athlete, and I'm grateful.
I see an event like Eagle FC. It's like you guys created your own little contender series here. You, Khabib, Rizvan, it seems like you got the right crowd. How big do you think this thing gets?
Listen, at the end of the day, is this thing get bit, much work we put in it. I know Khabib is committed, Rizvan committed, I'm helping. We all committed. At the end of the day, Eagle FC giving a great opportunity to veterans, to new fighters for upcoming, to prospect. And I think the sport has grown so big. The UFC or Bellator, they cannot take on everything, or ONE FC. They can hit on everything. They will take, and we can jump in, We benefit a lot from the sport, and I think we can pay back and make a business out of this.
Oh, and speaking of Bellator, huge deal that was announced earlier that you guys might be working on is bringing Fedor over. Now, you just recently started working with JDS, right?
I'm helping GDS. I'm not saying I officially work with him, but I'm helping him. He's a great guy, legend. And I just, when he asked me for some help and advice, I stepped in as an advisor to help him. Listen, at the end of the day, like Scott Coker is a legend. I'm co-promoting. He's the only one he ever did it because he can. And I think him and Khabib have a very good relationship. There's a lot of mutual respect. And I think, Khabib cannot co-promote with the UFC. UFC is the UFC. I'm not saying Bellator is smaller than UFC or anything like that, but I think they're more flexible. They can do different things. And it's been done before with Elite XSC and with M1. And Scott Coker put the blueprint how to co-promote. And when something like that happen, I think he's the godfather of co-promotion.
So now, does that fight happen here, or where are you guys working on for that one?
Listen, I think this fight will happen. Will be a co-promotion, probably in 20,000-seat arena, Fedor retirement fight. But listen, Junior Dos Santos have to win. Jorge De Castro is not an easy out. And we just, this is kind of exciting news, but at the end of the day, on Friday night, we have to see what happens.
Again, another moment where two of your guys, or two of your people, if you will, that you're advising, working with, are matched up against each other. Does it ever get just old, if you will? Or is it just now business as usual every time you guys are matched up against each other?
At the end of the day, my guys fight for number one contender match or for titles, and this is the main event. This is the main event. Khabib is the promoter. And listen, at the end of the day, like, who don't want to fight Junior Dos Santos, right? It's a great opportunity for Jorgen to make a little bit more money. Junior have an opportunity to redeem himself and show people he's still relevant at the end of the day. And we're gonna see on Friday what's gonna happen.
See, now, even like I had the Schmo over here, we had MMA Junkie. People could just rattle off questions. I have just so many popping around in my head. I was talking about two of your guys fighting. We'll go with Gilbert Burns. Do we have anything in the works for him?
Gilbert Burns, I think the Masvidal fight makes sense. I think Gilbert Burns kind of deserve a big fight, and a lot of this big fight is easy fights. I think it's a great fight for Gilbert. I'm not saying Masvidal is a great matchup, but I'm talking about Masvidal is a star. I have to give it to him, but I think it will be a great matchup, him and Masvidal. And I think will bring a lot of hype, and I think I spoke to UFC about it, and they seem interested. Masvidal seem interested, and when both guys willing to fight each other, is a lot easier.
Oh, for sure. Unfortunately, it won't be for the BMF belt because that's Kamaru Usman's. What's going on with the hand?
Kamaru is good, man. He's recovering. He's taking his time. UFC's been great about give him his space, not pressuring him to fight. He's the pound for pound greatest fighters I ever seen, and he have not stopped training. If people think he's injured, he's not training. He's training every day.
I seen him with the one glove, Arch Emerson style.
Yeah, for sure.
So now Canelo just lost that big fight. Does that kind of the possibility of that fight kind of die off now, or is that still something that Kamaru's looking for?
Just Canelo becomes just a regular guy. You know, he becomes just one of the guys. I don't think he was the pound for pound king against the pound for pound king, but Canelo, though, his mystique has been gone. You know, and when people lose their mystique, has been they leave them. You know, I respect Canelo. You know, I think Canelo, he blew a great opportunity for him. You know, the odd maker probably he'll be minus 800 against Kamaru, but I think Kamaru have enough balls to go to boxing, but we know Canelo will never have enough balls to come to MMA, and this is why you have to respect people like Kamaru Usman.
Oh, none of them are ever coming to MMA. That's why I love James Toney, because James Toney's the only one who ever had the balls to come over.
Yeah, James Toney's the man.
We got to see Terrence Crawford come over too. He's the one with the wrestling background. He could probably do something. But on to Henry Cejudo. He's back in USADA. What happened that Dana White will not just give Henry Cejudo this fight, like Volkanovski for a title?
Listen, at the end of the day, I understand where's Dana coming from. He wanted him to come back and fight for the 135 title. I get it. And if Henry defended a couple times, I think Dana will let him fight at 45. But right now, this is Henry Cejudo's kingdom, the 135. He need to come reclaim his kingdom and become the king again. And after that, he go back and become a double king.
So
Triple king, sorry.
Or quad, what 4C he is now. So now DC's throwing some of those things in the mix. He had Henry Cejudo sit with Aljamain. Has the UFC spoken to you at all about that, possibly being the next fight?
Yeah, I met when in Vegas with Hunter and Sean Shelby, the matchmaker. We talked about it and with Henry over dinner, and they was such a pleasure to speak with these guys. They were so nice. They were so nice to Henry, but they want to see if Henry is real. They kind of tired of the personality and the cringy. They want to know if Henry is for real. And they sat with the dinner was not Triple C. The dinner was Henry Cejudo, the Olympic champion, the flyweight champion, the bantamweight champion, and this is what they wanted to see. And I believe they saw this.
So that's what happened. The cringe worked, and it cringed out Dana White. Hunter said, like, we got to see something from Henry.
Because he's like a chameleon. You don't know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you do something to get hype, and he got addicted to it. I have to send him some cringe rehab.
And even for you, interviews are always the same for fighters. You get the same questions over and over again. I heard people asking about Beniel. Beniel's knee, is that healed up, or?
Beniel is good. He's training. He's back at it. He's come fight in September. No problem.
So why aren't they trying to push? September. Why don't they try to push Islam versus Oliveira? Is there any legs to that going on right now, or is it still Beniel versus Islam?
At the end of the day, is one big muscle-head, bull-headed guy in Las Vegas named Dana White. He make the decision. I respect this guy. I respect his decision. I am gonna make my case. And listen. The matchmaker Sean and Dana have to talk, and they have to make what's the best business decision. I have to adjust, what I want. At the end of the day, sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say fuck off, But I have to make case for Islam and Beniel, not just Islam.
I know you've dabbled or helped with matchmaking in the past. I see that as killing two contenders. Let Islam or Beniel fight for the title, and then let the other one fight the winner. You know what I mean? If they fight each other now, someone steps behind the line a little bit. You know what I mean?
I never dabbled. This guy is different level that I was. I'm compared to these guys, I'm like a scrub. The way they matchmake and the way they strategy and they do things, I can't compare myself to them. But at the end of the day, this guys is business. It is money about making money. But also I know these guys have integrity for the title. You understand? And I know Charles Oliveira is not the best lightweight in the world. He's not. I respect him, but he's just not.
It's one of those things, too, I see when you get interviewed, too. There are, like, trigger words for you. I could be like, Conor McGregor, Jake Paul, and I'll send you on a tangent, but I don't want to do that. I will mention Conor in just this, that Khabib said, if Conor beats Islam, he might come back. If Charles Oliveira beats Islam, would Khabib come back for that, or that wouldn't interest him? Khabib's done. He was kind of just saying Conor in passing.
I don't know what Khabib said. Don't put words in my mouth, but whatever Khabib said, he always does.
We'd have to check. I'm pretty sure something like that was said, that if that was his thing, if he'd...
I know Khabib for over a decade now. Whatever Khabib said, he always come through, but I don't know what did he say.
I don't think Charles beats Islam. Hypothetically, he does, and he calls out Khabib. Is Khabib done, or that just...
As far as I know, Khabib is done.
Okay. So what else is going on in Ali's life besides Eagle FC, managing all these guys? What are you doing what makes you happy? Like, what's like your thing that like gets Ali back to homeostasis?
be a regular guy at home and play with my kids.
So just try to tone it down, because you probably get recognized everywhere, especially because you're constantly at MMA events, right?
I don't pay attention to that. Like, yeah, I'm grateful for fans recognize me sometimes, but this is not what I live for. And I'm living a life I can never thought I would live. I've been living. I never thought I'll live this long, to be honest with you. And I have a great family, have great kids, and I'm just grateful.
Ooh, I got my last one. I'll leave you on this. Who is dressing Kamaru Usman? Is it you? Where is he getting these outfits from with the Eddie Murphy outfit that he had on at the last event?
It used to be me, but I can tell you this, literally it's not been me.
Yeah. Like he was stealing some of your drip, and now he just went the whole other way with it.
He went south. He went south, yeah.
Does he ever wear an outfit that even you look at and you're like, what the fuck are you wearing?
He can dress, man. Like, listen, at the end of the day, this dude can dress.
Oh, no. He's dressing like...
I think Dana White's dream to have a body like Kamaru Usman to be able to put some of this shit on.
It's almost like he became champion and he started dressing like a celebrity, like a musician, if you will.
But listen, when you are a champion, you whip somebody's ass like that, people's ass like that, he can do whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, absolutely. That guy can do whatever he wants. He walks in a room, he's the guy.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, you're one of the guys too, Ali. Thank you for the time.
Pleasure, my brother. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.